my wonderful people here this morning, and a big welcome to those that are watching in Nigeria and also in the diaspora. Welcome to Bystanders at the Newsstands. Let's move over to the newspaper headlines this morning. We have the Saturday Tribune, and also we do have the Saturday Sun. What does the Saturday Sun have for us? Beside the masthead, Supreme Court never ordered my retrial. That's from Kalu. Supreme Court never ordered my retrial, from Kalu. Court states September 20th for judgment over Kalu's trial. Court states September 20th for judgment on Kalu's trial. Main headline on the Sun newspaper this morning: we will hold Lagos mega rally today. We will hold mega rally today. Don't push Yoruba to the wall. XCBN boss Malafia, Gani Adams, others warn. How nocturnal attack on Igboho's house was executed. That from Eyewitness. How nocturnal attack on Igboho's house was executed. Ijaw leader to Biafra, Oduduwa Republic campaigners, leave us out of your agitations. Ijaw leader to Biafra and Oduduwa Republic campaigners, he says, leave us out of your agitations. Let's read that on the page 24 of the Sun newspaper this morning. Family, IPOB raised fresh alarm on Nnamdi Kanu. Family, IPOB raised fresh alarm on Nnamdi Kanu. No harm must come to him. That is from a group. FG fabricating lies against our son. That is from a family. FG fabricating lies against our son. That is from the family. Tension, fear as soldiers patrol Abia community. Tension, fears as soldier patrols Abia community. IPOB leader seeks UK's help. IPOB leader seeks UK help. We know nothing about Kanu arrest. That is from Kenyan government. We know nothing about Kanu's arrest. Let's move over to the Saturday Tribune. Above the masthead, SS3 students arrested for planning to kidnap principal in Zamfara State. Wow. SS3 student arrested for planning to kidnap principal in Zamfara State. SS1 student nabbed for demanding 3 million ransom from principal. SS1 student remanded for demanding 3 million ransom from principal. Benue leaders tell Buhari, arrest, try Mieti Allah leaders to show impartiality. Benue leaders tell Buhari, arrest, try Mieti Allah leaders to show impartiality. The main headline in Nigerian Tribune this morning: Igboho Yoruba groups dare Buhari's government. Igboho Yoruba groups dare Buhari's government. We will hold Lagos mega rally today. That is from Igboho. He's speaking that they will hold Lagos mega rally today. Police must rein in hoodlums. Police must rein in hoodlums. That is from Prof. Akintoye's group. We won't allow any rally, police. We won't allow any rally from the police. I use charms, not guns, Igboho tells SSS. I use charms, not guns, Igboho tells SSS. Accuses government of planting arms in his house. Accuses government of planting arms in his house. His uncle among those that were killed. His uncle among those that were killed. Restructuring. We have put entire knot on alert, ACF. We have put entire knot on alert from ACF. We are with South not on its own. We are with South not on its own. That's from Middle Belt. Middle Belt are saying that they are with the South because North is on their own. Okay, that is it for today. Let's move over to our reviewers this morning. I have with me Mr. Chigozie. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Chigozie.
Good morning, my brother.
Nnamdi Kanu has spoken. He said that he was abducted in Kenya and for 8 days. And looking at that scenario, where is the federal government complicit on that issue, on that report from Nnamdi Kanu?
Yes, of course, the federal government could not be absolved in this complicity. And of course, they are the culprits of or whatever happens to Nnamdi Kanu. It's unfortunate that Kenya could stoop too low. Kenyan governments or special security forces, they are aware because they can't deny the reality. From the information released about his arrest, adoption, he said, of course, he was adopted on the 18th of June. And he was detained weeks to an undisclosed location, was tortured for 8 days before, when they thought they would indict him. They will have any bogus or whatever is bit to nail him. They couldn't lay hand on any, and they have to call the Nigerian counterparts to pick him up from there. So, and having subjected him to all level of inhuman and cruel treatment could not just be whisked away. I think justice must be done, because it is not just about Nnamdi Kanu, it's about humanity. In this 21st century, humanity could no longer accept such level of cruelty, such level of crime. It is unbearable. It's uncalled for. You see, how long should the African region continue to live in such primitive and mediocre state of life? It's unfortunate. That's why Africa can never move forward. When we have the likes of Kenya and whatever. You see, a man that came because what crime did he commit? Because he has to board a Kenyan flights to Kenya with his British passport. Rather than calling or reporting to the British consulate or whatever, embassy, before taking other proactive steps. See, they have to whisk him because of the stipends Nigerian state should offer them. It's quite unfortunate.
Looking at the basis of his abduction, do you think that the federal government is willing to give him fair trial? Because looking at the foundation of how he was abducted, some people may want to think that the federal government, going through that means, have an agenda.
Yes, of course, it is not a surprise. And whatever happens defines the way forward. I've told you that this is a tribal war declared against the Igbo race, declared against the indigenous people of Biafra. By indigenous people of Biafra, I mean the old eastern region. We have an identity, we have a defined territorial region, and we have to defend our God-given territory. That is period about that. And we, of course, cannot watch our own brother, our own uncle, being molested, being treated as if he's a fugitive, he's an outcast. He doesn't have somebody. It can never be acceptable. It is unacceptable. It can never be tolerated. It can never be condoled, not in this time. Whatever be the whatever the government of the day after, that is their concern. But of course, I'm not the spokesperson of IPOB, but that is my personal opinion about issues of bedeviling the Nigerian states. In 1950 or thereabouts, Awolowo described the Nigerian state as a mere geographical expression. By implication, we are not yet a nation. Because there are things that defines a nation. There are things that suggest that this is an entity, a nation that is independent of external rifts or whatever, able to manage the internal rifts within them. It's a mere geographical expression. You cannot just mix, water with kerosene. It can never work. You see, by that statement, Awolowo is trying to tell us, coupled with what Zig said, that broken bottle has no mequatarism. Having described Nigeria as a broken bottle, things are now beginning to unfold. People are now, the doubting Thomas are now coming in terms with the reality that Nigeria is not a nation, it's just a mere geographical expression. And it's high time, of course, each region return to their nationalities.
Looking at Sunday Igboho, the persecution, I will call that persecution on Sunday Igboho. There is a rally today, and he has spoken, according to the reports, that they will hold the rally. How do you look at the situation if they hold the rally?
Well, the right to expression, the right to protest is constitutionally recognized fundamental rights. So if he deemed it necessary to storm the streets by way of expressing the grievance, the feelings of his people, the killings in Oyo State, which have not, the culprits have not been brought to book. You see, the culprits were aided by the security agents to escape judgments of being killed, using the, what did they call it? Jungle justice. So these are part of what should, I believe, inform his position to hold a rally, which is constitutionally right. So everybody has rights to expression. Everybody has rights to association. You have right to protest when the version becomes too high. So I don't see why, the reason why the Nigerian government should consider it as a threat, because it was categorically stated in the Nigerian constitution that Nigeria remains a sovereign state under the condition that there must be fair hearing, there must be of justice, there must be equity for all. Now, when those conditions are not contravened, are contradicted, then it means that the integrity of the Nigerian state should be subjected to question. You see, and of course, if that continues at what we are seeing now, it means we don't have a state. It's just a mere geographical expression.
Okay, one more. We see that SS3 students arrested for planning to kidnap principal. Looking at how banditry, how kidnapping has prospered in the north, it seems that the youngsters are coming up with their own kind of banditry. What will you say about that?
You can see that that is a transfer of ideology. For an average young man in the north, they understood that the best way to make ends meet is to go into banditry and kidnapping. You see, and thereby constituting nuisance to this community, to the world. You see, yes, they have seen, of course, the governors are having side pictures with bandits, the commanders of bandits, paying ransom in hundreds of millions. So there is no other better opportunity they should consider, of course, even at SS3. People that should be minding their studies, terminal classes that should be preparing for their terminal exam, resorting to, of course, adopting the principle of the school. You see, this is the foundation the North have succeeded in laying for their young ones. Most of the adoptions are being sponsored by the political elites, people within the corridor of power, people that have the wherewithal, they have the economic power to execute such level of crime, atrocity, even against the state. And yet the state, they told us, the Malami, the Attorney General of Justice or whatever, Federation or whatever they call him, and in fact I don't want to know, he said that they have the sponsors of Boko Haram. And these people have not been disclosed, have not been prosecuted. You can understand the irony of the system we found ourselves. The people that should end up in jail are now, arresting and prosecuting innocent people just on the basis that they are calling for equity. They are calling for the level of injustice and cruelty on the part of government should come to an end. That is the only offense they committed, Sunday Igboho committed, that his house should be raided in such an unholy hour. You see, which is not constitutionally, recognized. If they say that, of course, they have intelligent gathering, why not come with, of course, search warrants on when people can witness what you're doing. If you really meant well. And look at, you have intelligence. I wonder when they start having such intelligent gathering. Boko Haram have hosted their flag. Even in the northern region now, Kano State and other states, they have Hisba, another constituted authority of police force or whatever they call it, that are not acting in contradiction to the Nigerian police force. They have not gone to arrest those people. They have not questioned the veracity of the operations of this Hisba group or Islamic police force. These are Mr. Intelligence. They have abandoned what they should do. Look at Boko Haram is having sway, is having a free day, hosting their flag, organizing the questions, organizing activities, collecting taxes. Levying the indigenous of those regions, and yet the so-called DSS master intelligence have not gone after them. You see, it's so awful. It's so unfortunate.
Thank you very much, Mr.
And of course, we are watching to see what happens. But nobody can intimidate a race. It is not that just about Nnamdi Kanu. It's not just about Sunday Igboho. It's about their ethnic nationalities. So they cannot watch and see other people intimidate or subjugate their own people. It is not about Sunday Igboho. Look at, most of the Obas have been adopted and some have been killed. So it is not just about Sunday Igboho, it's about the Yoruba race. It's about the Igbo race or the Duduwa nation or Biafran nation. So such could not be tolerated level of injustice. And of course, we have to define the way forward. And it's unfortunate that we are not learning lessons too soon.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chibuzi. I have Mr. Lucky Edo.
Yes, Edo no be Lagos. Good morning, viewer. Good morning, my brother, big brother. Today is Saturday. May God bless us this week. In
Amen.
Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
I use charms, not guns. Igboho tells SSS. Accuses government of planting arms in his house. I want you to respond to that.
You know, 2 days ago I told you that guns and charm I saw. Well, like that charm particularly, I can agree that charm belonged to Igboho. But those guns, I don't think for my own, Igboho hold those guns. Otherwise, I don't think Igboho will just line up gun like that. Gun will be hiding somewhere whereby they can't easy. Government can't easily see. Not lining gun for the whole house. A new house like that. So I don't believe that. And if they did not arrest Igboho that moment there with those guns, how did they defend it? How would the government defend it? That possible Igboho house in the midnight, just the way SSL postal justice. You remember George? About 3 years ago or 2 years ago.
Early in the morning.
Early in the morning. So the same way. So I don't believe that Igboho holds those guns. For me, anything can happen. That's Nigerian factor. That is Nigerian factor. You know, if you understand.
So they are complicit.
Yes, they too are not trustworthy. I don't trust them. Okay. Yes, Igboho must have disappeared. But which government knows. But that comes, I don't think.
Okay, we are going to hold rally today. Igboho tells federal government that they must hold the rally today. Do you believe that you can pull that off?
Our people are not South Africa. Our people are not Mali. Our people are not Libya. Fela said we always fear. That song, you remember that song? My people too fear for life. My brother, if the youth are not docile, by now, what happened to Igboho? Everywhere is supposed to be boiling today. Since that day. But you can see everywhere is calm. Everybody is afraid.
But they said they are going for protest.
He said they are going for protest, but Lagos State government said nobody should go for protest. I said the problem of Nigeria is the elite. Like the Eastern elites are the one backing government to terrorize Kalu. The Southwest elite are the one backing government to terrorize Igboho. They are not supporting Igboho. Otherwise, I have not had any message to federal government now from from the youth, from the people so close to Igboho. I have not had anything. Send a message. But we are saying the way federal government is pursuing Igboho and Kalu, can't you use the same thing pursue Boko Haram and the bandits? You pamper bandits. You know where they are. Bumi is there. Why can't you link with Bumi and let people take you to the bush? I saw a video where Bumi is sitting with all bandits holding guns and army uniform, different leg of shoe, and government are watching. DSS are there. So let me tell you, something is wrong. Let South come together. We are not united. If you are not united, you can't fight the Aboki. Aboki unite. Look at the governor saying the way Boko Haram and bandits are practiced, not the way IPOB and DC. It's a wrong statement. And the Southerner people are quiet. Nobody's talking. So what pay me? How can Kalo give Buhari point to score? Why did you come to Africa? Why did you come? You think if Kalo was arrested in US or Britain, they will bring it easily like that? No. They will ask him, do you want to justice in US or British or Nigeria? Kalo said, yes. They won't brought him. Bring him from Kenya. And the Kenya High Commissioner is denying it, that their government is not involved. How many did Kano was arrested? Something is wrong somewhere. And the High Commissioner is telling our people that we should hold our government responsible. We should ask about how did the Kano arrested? But nobody is asking questions. Our youth and everybody is calm. Everybody is not talking. We are just doing our own here, telling the world. But what is making me angry? In fact, anytime I stand here, when Kano was in that side, shaking the government, and I believe that something will happen. But you so cheap enter Buhari's hand like that. You give Buhari point. All the hatred, all the poverty that you have been assuming under Buhari sees is like you make the man on top now. That's why the man is boasting. That's why the man couldn't travel. That's why the man said, I am going to shock them. And this is the shock. The moment they arrested Kalo, that is why federal government remember Igboho to go attack Igboho house. First of all, they say it's a dog. From there, DSS came out and said it's them. So Nigeria is docile. We are too big. Nigeria is big. We hate ourselves under Buhari. We don't love ourselves. We're supposed to be. Let me tell you, if 2 million people in Nigeria come out and protest like this, do you think army is going? Look at everywhere now. Police has come out telling people not to come out. My brother, hunger has made us. I don't know. We're supposed to come out and protest and support this man. If we really that we need to do it, if we really that we need we're supposed to be hard protests everywhere now, supporting, making noise. Go to telling Kenya, why did you do that, my brother? Have you heard the voices? Every voice is silent. They are not happy. Mostly that Kalo side there. Yes, let me tell you, as I told you that Buhari will keep Kalo until he leave that office. To be adjourning the case because the judge you have there is an Hausa judge. Everything there, they are Hausa people. Nigeria have right to protest the Igbos. Say that judge there, we don't need that judge. But thank for the British who said they are going to provide assistance to Kalo. But we Nigeria here, what are we doing? We quiet. Everywhere is silent as if something. My brother, we need to be shaky. government are just few. Nigeria population, there are many. The youth, everywhere is quiet. Now, the Igboho, they say, is disappearing. You know, giving the Yoruba youth hope. Now, Igboho now nowhere to be found, and giving the youth of Yoruba people concern. You kill how many in the house there in the name of? Why can't you Igboho invited? You did invite Igboho by storming the house at midnight. So what I'm saying that Nigeria should wake up. We have been divided under this Buhari. Nobody saying. So Buhari love bandit, Boko Haram more than these people who are agitating for separation. So Buhari is afraid of even Niger Delta boys who give him threats. There's a Tompolo, and he start begging them. Say they are going to block oil pipe. He begged them. See, I think it's that time with the youth, everybody should send a message. These 2 years remaining, this president has to go. Otherwise, we all die. Because when you talk, they will. Yes, one. If Carlo have been arrested, kept somewhere, Igboho have been pursued, who are you to talk in Nigeria again? Who are you? Some people that we have mind that they have their mind to send a message. Now we again now. When you keep Carlo inside set down, we'll let to come up for court when they are having court. Why? That Igboho now, he be led everywhere. Nobody knows where to find. Who is the leader? There must be leader. When Mandela was leading, Mandela, yes, you had Mandela voice everywhere. There's followership. A lot of followership. That's why Mandela got that mandate. Today, where our youth, where our people, where our elite? Our elite are sabotaging Carlos' effort. Our elite are sabotaging Igboho effort. Our elite are doing something whereby supporting government to kill the youth, bringing poverty. When you are hungry, you can't be able to fight. So that would let this Carlo arrest. A betrayer. People betray Carlo. I tell government where movement of Carlo, the same Nigeria who does that. So people in diaspora in Accra are not happy. Carlo are not supposed to be catch like a chicken like that. You allow Buhari to score a point. It's wrong. That's why I'm disappointed. That's why I'm disappointed. You allow. That's why Buhari cancelled that travel. That's why he knew that something is working with the ally, working with Kenya. And Kenya High Commissioner is denying it. Kenya High Commissioner is telling the Nigeria, go and ask your government. Don't ask us, don't drag us to your problem. But today, when the youth of the Yoruba said they are going to protest, and government say don't go, I expect them everywhere to go there. Let them kill them. How many can they kill? If you don't do that today, you lose that protest. When you lose that protest, anybody talking South, what the Southerners supposed to be doing now? Like that, Gaza, approve it, ban all this cow. Let them go back to their north. That's the only message they will send to Buhari. Buhari will sit tight. That is it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lucky. Who next? Pastor. Good morning.
No shaking.
You are wearing white today.
Of course, man. You know me.
One Nigeria.
To the go. The white wearing inside the flat. Now they wear all the time.
Okay, comment on Nnamdi Kanu's arrest and the attack on Igboho's house. I just want to comment on it.
Nnamdi Kanu arrest and attack in Igboho house. This is what happened. When you live in peace, and God give us everybody, say go and what? Enjoy the land. Don't violate the land. Go and enjoy. Possess the land. Subdue it. Do as you like, but don't cause wahala for the land. Because one day you do what? You leave that land and go back. Get my point? So everybody in this life should do what? Take that step. The land you fight for, whatever you fight for, one day you can what? Leave it. Now you can't get children, get small baby. The one they born, I think you don't born another one. That baby now they ask, where is daddy? Where is daddy? God, they are strong. You don't know what is going on. The daddy is in prison. Igbo man is enjoying here. What is up? Are you fighting for Igbo man where they chop? What are you fighting for? See all the streets of Lagos, see everywhere, see the whole Nigeria, see north, booming with business and all that. You go and you go leave your small baby where you're supposed to feel your intent. Go there for inside prison, say you fight for what? They're the one that even betray you. How did I arrest Nandi Kanu? I didn't betray him. I'm coming.
Igbo man do not betray.
I'm coming. I'm coming. Major, these people are agreed that whoever killed Nandi Kanu should what? To correct much. 100 million. Who know who could correct them 100 million? I'm betraying Nandi Kanu.
Where was he arrested?
I'm coming now. Nandi Kanu arrest, even surprise Nandi Kanu.
Where was he arrested? Where was he arrested?
Wherever they arrest him, they arrest him. Wherever they arrest Nandi Kanu.
You don't know where they arrested him?
I'm coming. I might not know exactly because they say this, they say that. But wherever they arrest Nandi Kanu, he's being arrested. You see me? And they bring him to what? To put him now for prison. To wait for trial. And they can join the case and he's still be in prison. This man is supposed to be this man is still being what? I join the case. Do you probably come out, you go see there, another government and go release him. So what is the benefit that you fight this thing and it means that as you be in prison, every Igbo go come say, put me for prison, make I follow them for prison with them Nandi Kanu. All of them could chop their food, enjoy their life, send their children to school.
I'm saying the Igbo man will forget Nandi Kanu, that's what you're saying?
How many times did they forget it? But so they can come like this at the end, it become Nigerian, they forget it. Now, what about you? Even you, almost 5 million die. At the end, Nigerian release it. People forget it. Nandi Kanu what? At the end, they go release them. Guy, they go give them instruction. Even if they are there for a prison, in the lane. In the lane now, inside a prison.
You can stop this.
In the lane it. Because now man being. He go face the pain. He go learn it. If he come out, they go tell and say, come, bros. You can't defy this country. Go come and go.
He has been in prison almost 3 times.
Being in prison how many 3 times? He no make sure. He no believe saying go to prison again. Now by me they put him back to prison. He just say surprised how they put him back to prison. He secure himself well. He move out. He dey overseas. You know, in Nigeria. He pretend himself. He use money to be overseas. Do what he do. He take him something to get that foundation that he cannot be in Nigeria to arrest him. He don't want to go there again. But they arrest him by surprise. He sees arrest. I want to tell you now. Nandi Kanu is my brother. In Christ, everybody is my brother. To me, what he do to go and put it here, Igbo man go drink beer here and forget it. Is that me? They will forget it. Let me tell you. Come now. 1, 2, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. Igbo man go. Even in the car, if they talk, they say, they for prison, they fight for us. Is that me? That's what we are talking about. Now, in Sunday, if you fight a nation, Turumuno say they end hungry. The 5 president, Jemia Sibanjo, you know they say they're hungry. Yoruba pull out on gas in Nigeria, they say they're hungry. They are in London.
But the masses are saying they're hungry.
You say what?
Nigerians, like the masses, are saying.
You don't fight for the masses, my God. If you fight for the masses, you are a hero. You fight for the masses, let us see how you started from your community. What bowl you build for community? To give the masses food, to take care of them. That's how you fight for masses. Christ come, they say, carry soldiers, go fight the Roman. And he say, no, let's fight it in peace. And he succeed in peace. You now start fighting, your community nothing. You say they fight for masses. You don't fight for Turumbu. You don't fight for Asibanjo. You don't fight for Fashola. You don't fight for Orenshenka. They are well to do man. And the son of the Yoruba are here in the country. You know, enjoy themselves with every setup of their land. You now come and say, want to come give them freedom. That they have, they need to say they are in bondage. Yoruba man goes school, a man that goes school is free. A freedom man is a man that goes school. He get education, they get civilization.
So there are so many people that have gone to school that don't have jobs.
Listen to me.
There are so many people that have gone to school.
Yes, they don't have job. Listen, nobody what you do go keep job. You as a juju man who they discover all manners of juju something in your house, you don't want to come and keep a private job. What do you know? To establish company. The word is in you, and immediately you do like this and come out, you go live in fear for the rest of your life. Because you're not doing it, you come out in the right way.
What do you expect from Nandi Kanu's trial? What do you expect?
The government said they'll give him fair trial. The fair trial means at the end, you go see Nandi Kanu release in bail, go home, forget about this thing. And you go see it. Everyone I talk come to pass. I've never talked, I never come to pass. Because why? I know what I'm saying.
What of Sunday Igboho?
Igboho, they say turn yourself to police. Let them arrest you. Because of the criminality they see in your... Who know who set him up? Who know who...
Igboho has responded to the guns that they saw in his apartment. I use charms, not guns. Igboho tells SSS.
Okay, if he tells...
Accuses government of planting arms in his house.
Okay, now. accusing government. Government come with truck and carry gun enter his house.
And you destroy the camera.
I'm coming. Government enter his house with gun. Carry gun from truck from Abuja. Enter his house and drop the gun here. All what they pack can carry by truck.
You see the video?
I'm coming. All what they pack for his house can carry by truck, not just Sheba.
My question, did you see the video?
See, I'm a very, I'm a psychological person.
Okay.
You get my point? I read things in psychology. When you say you do something, may I read how you take do.
Okay.
They boy they pack for now for it's on the Igboho house. Truck of motor carry that thing inside house. Because it's something plenty. I'm coming.
I'm not
I'm
saying
coming
I
now.
disagree.
So why do
what
you
I'm
say
asking is that did you watch the video?
the video of what
Is
they?
there any video that was released how they carried?
No,
out of the house?
I see. No.
Okay.
I see only what they discovered from him. The bullet of all those
In Abuja.
all those things they used to wear. Abuja people know wear that thing. That's one evidence that we need to see. All those Abuja people know wear that thing. That's evidence, one evidence I used to see. Yeah, I don't want to know about gun, but I see one evidence that what that thing we used to wear that juju something.
That charm.
You outside person know wear that thing. But
You know, we're talking about guns now.
I'm coming.
Okay.
I'm talking about it. I don't want to know whether they put gun there or no gun. But what I see that they took in his house, maybe I know. Where they say they took is that jacket. I think maybe 5 or 6 jacket of.
Does that make him a criminal?
That, but apart
Because you just called him a criminal. Does that make him a criminal? That charm that he's
Sonny
wearing?
Igboho is not a criminal.
I'm coming. When you talk about criminality, when you talk about criminal, anybody that put threaten to what the government, put threaten to community, make people to feel where I will go. It's a pure criminal.
What are the threats that Sonny Igboho has given to federal government?
The stress. Is he want to attack Lagos?
Yeah. He said want to attack us. He want to attack
Yes,
Lagos.
it's a threat.
He wants to attack
Attack
Lagos.
Lagos. Same way you want to come and rally in Lagos.
Rally and attack, are they the same?
He wanted to come and do
What?
rally,
What?
not attack.
Rally and attack.
Why do you want to
Rally
come
and
and rally in
attack
Lagos?
are not the same.
It's attack. You may spoil when this thing happen here. They don't spoil Nigerian property. Lagos property.
Rally.
Okay, when rally come here, what?
Rally.
I'm coming. Rally of NSAS. Rally of NSAS. They don't spoil Nigerian property.
Hello, Sunday.
Okay.
No, I'm asking you a question. Don't be a rebel. When rally of NSAS, when NSAS rally comes, they don't spoil Nigerian property. Even Lagos State demand money to what? Fix
People are
Lagos.
saying that the federal government brought
Lagos State are take a state. That rally will not be again because when rally come, it will not be rally. It turn to what? It turn to something else. So don't bring it come.
under the
Constitution.
Is rally a criminal?
What do you rally
activity?
for? The point of your rally is useless.
What is the point of the rally?
You say want to come and rally for Yoruba nation. Yoruba nation is a unique nation.
Is it against the constitution?
It's against.
Self-determination.
It's against our constitution.
Self-determination.
Make I tell you what it's against.
Constitution is against.
I'm coming now. It's against of what? It's against our national anthem. If you don't know now. I'm a politician. I'm not a mere man. That's what you do is against our national anthem.
Okay.
Like I sing it for you, you know what it's talking. It's against our national anthem, and if you come against that national anthem to pass Nigeria, to make Nigeria what to despite or to threaten Nigeria, the federal government because of that national country to need the nation, and they'll come against
So
you.
what should be the way forward?
The way forward is that calm down, take that, go and find way food chop. Stop deceiving yourself. Say Yoruba man is a hungry man. Want to fight for Yoruba man to keep and freedom. He said there is him being born.
You should calm down. Okay. Thank you very much.
If you can't calm down, listen to me. Let me surround my phone. Every Nigerian, see by who I own, because we should enjoy this land. We should not destroy the land. One day you go die, leave it. Let the peace reign in you.
Okay.
Let your peace reign. Okay. Enjoy your land. Take what you have. Enjoy yourself. Don't disturb this land. Now you know you get that.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Sasani, good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Pastor says Igboho is a criminal. You support?
You dey follow that one they drag. Them those people na end time pastor. You know say Bible don't tell us say we should beware of end time pastor. They don't know
End time pastors.
End time pastor.
We should be aware of end
We
time.
should be aware of them. That's one of them.
Okay,
That's
end time pastor.
Yes, now that is the people who want to deceive people, but be not deceived by them. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Accuse charms, not guns. Igboho tells SSS. Accuses government of planting arms in his house.
Thank God, you know that. Thank God say they no kill Igboho. If they kill him, what is happening in the east? What they call unknown government today? Now wetin they go tell us say na unknown government go attack him. Wait na. Adimi they kill him. You do say anybody go take responsibility? They will deny it. And this is what has been happening to the life of our brother and sister in the east. They will call unknown government with the same people, the same security agents who went and kill people. They will call them unknown government. You see them? So thank God that they did not succeed. And I like him. That's my namesake.
He says he's coming for rally today.
He's not afraid of all these galagala what they do. But before I talk too much, thank God today is my birthday.
Wow.
My birthday, and I pray. Thank God for keeping me alive. And all those my
Nigeria is boiling your birthday.
You know, concern me now because me say I see big past Nigeria. You know that Nigeria they are on their own. Me I'm on my own. They don't know me. Me I don't know them. I know be Nigeria. Thank you. So if Igboho like anywhere like in Yoruba land, he will go. Nothing will happen to him.
So if he comes, nothing will happen to him.
Nothing will happen. Because
he ran away when he came.
Okay, you didn't know what you people are saying that now they can't run away. He that fight and run away will live to fight another day. If you know they now who go come do the rally what they want to do for there. When are they talk say run away, run away? The army will go there, no run. I be after the shoot finish, they no come out with fear. What did they talk now? Be you want as they go there, make constant make they kill them. If those people that went there, if they use gun, God no work. They go want to hold him and torture him till he die. Because they do to him, he console. That is what they used to kill that one. He console, not gun, not knife. Because you see those our mad people who get in office, where they call themselves leader. All of them don't turn themselves to our enemy. That's why if they pass here, they don't even pass freely. They go carry out security, they follow themselves because they make themselves enemy to us. That's why APC wey don spoil Nigeria, they beg everybody make they join them. I wonder. That's the only party where they beg everybody join APC. Wetin they want join APC do? APC say wey be say their future don finish because you cannot spoil the life of our youth, kill the life of our brothers and sisters with the support of herdsmen, with the support of Menta. Okay? Now I know that Buhari is a biased man and he's against the southern people. I pity those our chiefs, all those our elder spoke people that are still laughing with Buhari. Because if Buhari can send DSF from Abuja to come and attack on the Igboho, Menta is having meeting inside Aso Rock. Gumi is still going to Aso Rock to meet them. The same police are still escorting Gumi, as you see. Menta, the same police and DSS are still escorting them. And those are the people. Gumi now turned himself to Minister of Bandit under Buhari watch. Buhari is there looking. But when it comes to the southern people, Buhari will put every effort to put everybody down. My brother, and people are still laughing with them. You are laughing with the northern people. Buhari have an agenda. And that agenda, Nnamdi Kanu said it before that they want to Islamite turn everybody to Iflani Nigeria to Iflani land. That's why Iflani invade every community. They will come to your place and kill you, take over your land. They will come to your village and kill you, take over your land. The same police and DSS that are chasing Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igboho, they could not find where those people are. But they can trace Nnamdi Kanu from here to another country. And they are telling me that insecurity, who they call the insecurity? Because they turn themselves to be biased, to fight a particular tribe, not everybody. And not, if there is anywhere they will fight, Buhari will fight. It should be the Iflani terrorists, those in brother Iflani terrorists, those who are still working freely. That's why touch one Iflani person for here. Maybe in first lap you say you can't gather beat them. You will know what to go happen. Make one call. Even you go see DSS, you go see army, you go see police. But you, nobody will fight. Who go fight for you? They like you, they don't like you. That is where we find ourselves. Because of what? Tribalism and hatred from a leader who turn himself to our enemy. People they say why they hate Buhari. Now he hate himself. Now he make everybody they hate him. Because he dey against everybody now. He dey against, if you are not the Fulani people, Buhari is against you. And all of them in Aso Rock are against you. They no meant to send their army uniform, don't repentant Boko Haram. Where they call repentant Boko Haram, headsmen where they kidnap, carry the joint army, send the call here, call they kill people. Nothing will happen. It has been happen in the east. They will call them unknown government. I be unknown government. I be what they call them. I don't know. That is only Buhari regime. You go hear Hulom, you go hear unknown men. I be unknown government. You go hear talk. You go hear banditry. Who bring them? People where they buy gun. They go tell people say make they go do election. You go work out say you want go vote. they go see send people come kill you for police unit. Na country be that. Una see dey jubilate for one country wey no dey move forward. Only Nigeria na be backward ever and forward never. You no know Nigeria na backward ever and forward never. That's why the country don tire everybody. Wetin we want? Make dem separate the country because make another people no dey benefit, another people turn to first class citizen while some are third class and for fifth class. Cow na Buhari and Anko value cow more than me and you. If you kill one cow here now, you go see quarrel for here today like say na human be the key, but the key people for inside Sunday Igboho o. The kill him sister, him brother, him friends, everybody wey dey there. We know they are well, they kill them. My brother, is that how the killing go continue? The blood wey Buhari and Anko don share, all these army chiefs, everybody, the blood wey they don share for Nigeria, if they no repent, if they no beg God, if they no beg Nigeria, their head, the time wey they go die, nobody go dey there to bury them.
What do you advise Sunday Igboho at this point in time?
Okay. A freedom fighter must be a freedom fighter. Even Mandela fight, they lock him in prison, come out again, he still fight the fight until he achieve what he's looking for. It's not only him. Many people have fight for freedom. Not only Nigeria, they see freedom fighter as a crime. Only Buhari regime, because other people we have, like I think it's Jonathan that is there. Jonathan is an intelligent man. That's why Jonathan they look everybody for Nigeria because na say Baba, Mr. Integrity. Mr. Integrity, whenever arrange yourself, they never arrange your hands. They don't want to arrange your own, Abi. Go to North, you cannot work freely because of ungodly men. Abi waiting that they call them banditry. Those who don't turn themselves to kidnapper and collecting our treasury money, and they collect the money from the south. The Southern Senator and those Mumu call themselves representative of the Southern Niger Delta, whatever. Where they follow Buhari and Ifeanyi people, they laugh for Aso Rock. Okay? Go and check. There is pipeline in Niger Delta to the north now. We go draw the oil to Dangote refinery. Who is Dangote? If government support other Igbo investment people like that, the way they support Dangote, many Dangote will never reach a quarter of where they are today. But even though government is still supporting Dangote, this man, innocent, is still above Dangote. If you talk about real money, innocent is still above him. If I buy, is still above him. Okay? Those one are the northern people because now government money they chop. No instant businessman they chop from government. That's why you see the refinery they are building, they use Dangote name so that is the Buhari is the one giving him the money. He's giving him everything so that he will build, but they use Dangote name. How many Igbo? Buhari self tell us that we should buy made in Nigeria, but Buhari have never buy one innocent motor from innocent company. That person, nothing like you, never like you. Thank you. See, Oduduwa, Biafra, all die na die. If they threaten you with gun, use what you have to threaten them also. Okay? Thank God Sunday go run. He that fight and run away will live to fight another day. And I respect him. Kudos to you. You are one of the legends in Yoruba land. Forgot this, their Tinubu, their all this one waiting for year where be politicians. Forget about them. You are the only leader they have for Yoruba land now. Except if the people will not want to follow you. Because I only fear Yoruba for one thing. They know how to betray their brother. They can betray outside. Even their brother say Buhari, oh, Yoruba can betray you overnight. That is why I'm afraid for Sunday Igboho, because the invade of Sunday Igboho house is not from outsider. Insider from Yoruba, all the politicians, they are monk. That's why they release his wife for Ekiti State. You know Yeram? They release those people, some of his wife, when they catch in Ekiti State, they release them. All these ones that political ambition want to kill them, they are setting the life of their children and family and their tribal people in danger because of political ambition. You know, go better for all of them. Both in Niger Delta and Biafra land on Oduduwa, now they crazy well, mad people.
Thank you very much. I have Mr. Samuel with me. Good morning, Mr. Samuel.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah. Let's look at the operations of DSS. Let's talk about how DSS operates in Nigeria. How they handled Sunday Igboho and also Nnamdi Kanu.
Yeah, good morning, viewers at home. Good morning, everybody. Okay, let me follow your question anyway. Let me not move away from your question.
You can.
But in looking at what the DSS has done in relation to Sunday Igboho is nothing new. The DSS, in terms of the operation, can come up with. They can go on sting operation. In all fairness to the DSS, they can, if they have an information or intelligence report, they can carry out such operation. But the actions of DSS seems predictable when it comes to certain things that some people, they use the DSS as a political tool to achieve some things by some individuals. So that has thrown away all the operational technicalities of the professional body. So it's just like a private organization and people are using them here and there. So if the DSS is that so effective, they would have gathered so many information about the Boko Haram. They would have conducted sting operation in the forest. They would have conducted sting operation in the northeast. They would have unraveled so many things. It is worrisome that the report of the DXS countered that of the EFCC sometimes ago in relation to Magu's case. So you see a contradiction of an agency that have been used for political reasoning. So the DSS does not operate like the cover secret service in the developed line. So the DSS to some of us is just like an appendage of the executive arm, just like the EFCC for political purpose and maneuvering of the system for some few individuals. So the DSS has really not done anything new. It's predictable in terms of the operation. You could definitely, this is how the DSS in Nigeria operates, just like the way the police operate in Nigeria. So there's really nothing new about what they've done.
I mean,
so it's really not
with our system, our police system.
Yes, obviously, so many things is wrong, and you can't blame the DSS because the political class have over time played on the psychology, the psyche of the Nigerian people. Poverty, illiteracy, ignorance, lack of exposure. So the DSS believe that they are doing the best. So that's why you won't see anybody coming out to protest, because they've padded the majority of the ideas and the logic of the thinking capacity of the average youth. So even if there are genuine people who want to say the truth, the majority will not allow you to, because the system have been padded. They control the syllabus of what come out in the primary, secondary, and university. So there's no course in university that extensively will teach you about historical antecedents and political system of other climes and how it should be. Even in political science as a course, or even in history and international. No, there's no course that really will teach you in totality the historical antecedent of Nigeria. I study political science. Except you go outside the box of what you've been taught. So how much more engineering and other courses? So you have been taught the upside down. So there's no course that will sit down and analyze to you how federal politics is supposed to be, the rules of engagement of a secret service in the United States or Canada. In relation to, they won't teach you. They cover those of international standard practice. So if you are applying for masters or some program, when they start asking you some questions following international practice, you look like a fool most times. So there's no course in Nigeria, I'm saying it categorically, that will extensively teach you standard practice of how democracies should run. So those who tend to have known or who went outside the box of what the curriculum that the system padded to give you a limited idea would always be on the reverse end with the majority that they've padded the psyche, poverty, illiteracy, ethnicity, the politics of religion, double standard, hypocrisy, the alignment. So that is what you get. Even the DSS is also a part of the system that have been padded to believe that what it's doing is the standard practice. You go to people's house, you shoot them and kill them in the middle of the night, 1 a.m. The DSS and the SSS is practicing the best in his eyes. How they can, and do you know the worrisome part? Some of them will leave the DSS and police. Their children will be killed too. We've had police during the NSAS that his son too was killed. He was a member of the Nigerian police in Anambra. So the system only used them and dumped them. So that is the problem. So because in as much as I believe that there might have been an information to Sunday Igboho, maybe he has engaged in one or two, which is normal. It takes nothing in such way for you to go there. Invite him. If he can't be invited, you have an evidence. Go in there, make your operation transparent, play out the CCTV footage. you will know that the police and the DSS were not professional in that footage, and they will never allow it out. That was why the CCTV camera in Lekki was destroyed. So in the process of fighting a crime, you use illegality to establish a legal structure. So it is a illegality upon illegality. So the system and the DSS is as corrupt and as the person and as chaotic like the person they want to arrest. In developed clients, if you watch some of these crime scenes, the police will allow you to video them because they know that they are consistent with international practice. That was how the operation of George Floyd came out. We saw what happened now. He pressed the snake because there was a footage. The police have a camera on their body. So, but they are black man. I think there's more to the black skin that we've not really understand. So the white man, in all their faults, still try to get more of their actions to move towards the right lane. So if you play the CCTV footage of what actually transpired in Igboho's house, you will weep. So they don't follow operational pattern. They one man just call them, give them money, they bomb you into your house. They carry judges like Refrat in Nigeria and judges some years back, bomb into their house as if they are motor parked out. So what is DSS coming out to see? So they are only being used by some certain people for personal interest. And nations are not built that way. The country will collapse. Because the agitation is getting higher. Now Yoruba have started Yoruba nation. Before it was IPOB. So the statistics of a divided nation is obvious. It might not be now. Some countries did not divide overnight. If you check how long the US fought for independence before they finally got it, even from the UK. You know, some people say Nigeria can never divide. We'll be on together for 60 years. I look at, well, I wouldn't blame them. The system makes them. That is the limitation of what you understand. In life, anything is possible. Nothing is impossible. There's nothing permanent. No country of the world that ever divided even thought that they will ever divide at a point. So may God add in the heights of this. You know, I'm happy that Buhari is the president because I don't mean this violence has not gotten to certain part of the country. We wouldn't be hearing this kind of outcry. But the hypocrisy of the southern allies all kept quiet. So we need an answers campaign that will be in 100-fold cut across the south before any substantial change will come in. There is no protest that will hold and predict the system. Today, no protest will hold everywhere. People are moving freely. Just Google it out. I caught somebody in Odessa not quite long and nothing will happen. The psyche of the majority have been padded to. In fact, what you're saying is within the same ethnic configuration, they are castigating Sunday Igboho. So the system have made Nigerians that way. So if you have 100, you'd only less than 5% would think in the right direction of what should be.
So what
not
is
based on
the right direction? What is the right thought? Because
the right thought is even if you want to arrest Sunday Igboho, even if you have any reason, do that in cognizance of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Fairness. So the same way you should pick Gumi. But you know one thing I loved enough, if it was a northerner, the North youth will be out by now. They will defend even in the wrongness of the action of the agitators. That is why you can see them having the effrontery and their allies to tell you, give them honest even if they've killed higher than the action of Sunday Igboho and Shehu Gumi. So you see the North very coordinated in their action, and I give it to them in that regards. Nobody then say make sound no they coordinated, and I didn't do us. So it is embedded on you to be coordinated in your action. Now, if you're going to prosecute Sunday, just like Nnamdi Kanu, you should have extradited Nnamdi Kanu following standard procedure, not the Umar Diko format. You go kidnap somebody, say they extradite them. So within the Committee of Nations, are you doing the standard practices that people or nation of the world should emulate from? No. Now, if they write to an extradition of Kanu, they can never extradite him. You know why? There are standard procedures for you to extradite Kanu. They can't extradite Kanu if the country in question, in Kenya, if you write for an extradition order, legally, I've listened to some sound lawyer and international political analysis. The extradition law of the Commonwealth of Kenya states that if the person you want to extradite is on the basis that the country perceives is a political persecution, they won't extradite person to Nigeria. If it's on the basis that your prison system and your judicial system will not give that person and expedite a fast court process, which they would have calculated within their own laws, that this extradition is in constant with the UN Charter that country has signed into, you can't extradite him. If it was the basis of self-determination and your lawyers in the country, because it is not a, you see, the world system is so organized. Nigeria is the only unorganized country in the world, the most unorganized country in the world. So they've known that if they follow, that's why it is difficult to bring a Diezani. They've written to the UK government. And the lawyers, Nigerian government and the UK government have argued this thing on different platforms. And a reason where Essence has seen the agitation for the extradition of Diezani more political or an ethnic-based agitation than a national issue. And they've also been able to prove beyond reasonable doubt that the government won't be fair in this judicial proceeding against Diezani. So if the government wants to extradite Nnamdi Kanu, even while he was in Kenya, following international rules of engagement, there is no justification that you will use to extradite him. And now it is an open-ended question. I've spoken to some friends yesterday, their lawyer. Even Nnamdi Kanu renounced the citizenship of Nigeria. It simply means you cannot prosecute him within the countries of the law. So the UK, the UK Consular General, whatever, will now come in with the legal counsel to take his citizen to the UK for prosecution in their land. So, see, it's a very technical case. You know, the federal governments have bad lawyers. And if you listen to the southern lawyers who have spoken more, you understand that if you follow the normal process of legal agitation, like Sunday Igboho will win federal government in court. Quote me again. Because in terms of operational tendencies of the DSS, you saw gun in my house. The operational rules, you don't search people's house behind them. You don't shave a man's hair in the absence of the man. So that now brings to the question, how can we rationalize who brought the gun into Sunday Igboho's house? You went there, you removed the CCTV camera of the house. So it means that the man does not have a footage of the evidence of what actually transpired from the point of entry, if you were carrying the gun or not. Let me now give you another scenario. This same DSS and military and security apparatus have indicted Dino Milai. And the deputy senator, the former Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, when they got to court, what happened? They cannot establish the allegation as at the time, just like this kangaroo operation they did. And when they got to, because the judge is not a witch, the judge will ask you based on evidence you're presenting in the court of law. Let me give you another scenario. When they went to the house of the 6 judges, they said they saw money, they did this. They took them to court. When they, in fact, in one of the very cases, the money they saw, in the process of EFCC counting the money was short from what they wrote as at the time they said they counted the money. So, if you check the actions of the DSS, we can go historically. When they arrested Sowore, go and check the charges against Sowore. They said he was running gun, he's fraudulent. So you see a system where the security apparatus have always been indicted on doing double standard hypocrisy. They are not straightforward, and all their report is always against them in a court of law. Let me give you a scenario. The head of the EFCC, the DSS wrote a letter to the National Assembly. The EFCC, through the police, another agency wrote another letter to the same National Assembly. Now, investigation started. Another counter letter by the same, you see, you cannot use double standard and parochial interests and a traditional interest that is not in consistent operation with international standard to solve a problem that is multifaceted. So until we teach these people basic training, if you check out South African police, their system, look at how they took us popping. They gathered the evidence, they wrote for an extradition order, they debated between the lawyers, and when they carried him, bam, they got to FBI picked him, they got to you. Can he escape? But you see, if you are fair, Nnamdi Kanu should calm down. It has turned to a legal debate. It's not about Nnamdi Kanu again. It is, some countries are becoming more interested in the case. Because now, on what premise was the extradition order gotten from? We are not even looking at his activities of incitement now. It is how you even carried him now that we are debating in the Committee of International. Say they are saint nations, or if Nigeria is not saying. Some people have started asking questions. Now, if you say there is, the lawyer spoke. If you say there was an extradition order, who are the spokesperson and the lawyers that were privileged to this extradition order? It's not secret. Bring it down. Now, on what count Have you been able to establish that truly we've gotten to the end of the road and we are handing him over? Who handed over Nnamdi Kanu to the Nigerian government? It's a statement that will be debated. Now, when you now get the guy, in fact, as smart as he is, has two options. As long as he is able, you caught him with a British passport. It simply means there was never any time that he was with an evidence of a Nigerian passport. Even if you now come out and say he has international, I know so many Pakistan in Nigeria that have a Nigerian passport. They get back to them here. They have passport. It's not a big deal. So, if you denounce the citizenship of Nigeria, it makes it a more tougher debate for you to say you want to start prosecuting a British citizen in Nigeria. So you see what has happened is when clever legs is moving, clever eyes are watching. There was never a time, let me quote, I want to give you another scenario. In the history of all those that have been alleged to have either acted either in felony or they want to take over the territorial integrity from the time, from 1960 to date, including the allegation against M. Abiola. Anytime they go to court of law or a panel of inquiry, I was watching the one of M. Abiola, there was never a time the court was able to indict the person in question because the punishment is capital punishment, is death. So there was never a time in history of all the people that they said felony, blah, 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 from MKO to, I think at the point, so many. There was never a time that allegation was able to be proved beyond reasonable doubt. If not beyond doubt, you can prove beyond doubt. How reasonable is your doubt? That is another question. You can have a doubt on something. Now the judge is not. Everybody can have that. The judge is looking at how reasonable is your doubt. So now the Kanu or Igboho's case will not be the first, and they should build more prison because a situation whereby a governor can say you can't compare bandit and Boko Haram to Sunday Igboho or Kanu. That Boko Haram don't have face. There was a face, Shekau. Meti Allah have been speaking on behalf of Fulani men, atrocity. So you see governors and some people in certain parts of the country using double standard and hypocrisy. They don't build nations like that. So that's why if you can't stay together, if that is the kind of operation the North want to use, you can do regional government, you pick a Shekau to be your leader or a Buhari, very sound one. Malami can be your judge. You can come down south. We can pick a Zekome in the south and maybe Falano. So be the legal administrators of the. So regional system will work better. Or worse, if we can't stay together, I don't think it's a by force. Everybody's because nothing is working. No sector of this country is working. Is it health? Is it education? Is it the transportation sector? Is it security? Is it the economy? Is it schools? Have you been to hostels recently? I went to visit one of my cousins in one of the federal universities in Lagos. It's rubbish. Which way is it? Yeah, but I haven't gone. So, which sector is working that we are so proud? Nigeria must remain one. So, in as much as you keep curtailing those who want to speak up their mind using a genuine way without using violence, you will only end up building more Boko Haram camp, IDP camps now. Because at the end of the day, when they discover that the only language you understand is like the language of Niger Delta and Boko Haram, what will happen? It's common sense. When you keep pushing people, they have no choice than to bounce back. And this is another message for the so-called political class that make up the South. Continue keeping quiet. Our Ojota pastors and Ojota crusaders who campaigned, I'm happy Buhari is the president, at least we are all enjoying it. Who campaigned and make noise in Ojota some years back. Buhari has really given them the dividends of democracy. I'm really not surprised because Buhari has never disappointed me as a person. And neither has the Nigerian political class has ever disappointed me as a person. Because some people don't even have hope in the nation. Some of us don't. And there's nothing new happening in the country that can change the belief system. So the point is, for those who have used double standard on a particular subject of conversation because he's maybe a Yoruba man or an Igbo man that is involved, they should continue. And for some people that when something happens in other parts of the country, they are always looking for excuses. I hope now that the whole South is enjoying it now. I hope our eyes are more clearer. Because sometimes when something happens maybe in South, I normally hear the comments of other parts of the South. And we laugh that when you keep quiet in the midst of violence, when the trouble man, when a man of violence is enjoying his tyranny, you are the real devil of them all. But now that is the actions of the government has gone into almost all part of the South, I hope the South will wake up I'm using this to tell our Southerners good morning. According to Ojuku, when he was talking to Isaac Adakaburu, Kensarawiwa. So as at that point, when he got to court, when the federal military government sentenced Kensarawiwa to death by hanging, Ojuku stood up and said, good morning. Southern Nigeria, good morning. Okay. We are in the morning, Abi. Yeah. Good evening, Southern Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Thank you. His name is Mr. Samuel. Okay. Oko Condem one.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself.
Yeah. First of all, I thank God Almighty, the creator of heaven and earth, who keep every one of us alive to see what is going on in Nigeria today. May your name be glorified in Jesus' name. I thank him for the air he gives us. I thank him for the health he gives us. And I thank him for this type of government we have. I thank God Almighty because in every situation we have to glorify his name. Father Yahweh, be glorified forever and ever in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Now, I am Mr. Akbara, the new Okokondem in this second Biafran Republic, led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and his IPOB government of Biafra. Long live Republic of Biafra! Long live Republic of Biafra! Long live Republic of Biafra! Biafra has come to stay. Long live Nnamdi Kanu! Long live Nnamdi Kanu! No weapon fashioned against you shall prosper. In the name of my Lord Jesus Christ, say amen. Now, what is on the board?
Can you comment on Sunday Igboho's attack in his house? Because he didn't come yesterday.
Yeah, Sunday Igboho's attack on his house is a very good omen. It's very fine. It's very good to show the whole world how good our government is.
Yes.
Very good government.
How?
Very fine. Government that respects human rights. Government that did not suppress his citizens. That's what happened in Sunday Igboho house is showing. Government that did not invite you to come, but they come and fertilize your house. Yes, a very good government in the world. I thank God what happened to Sunday Igboho, a Yoruba man. So other refracts, Yoruba refracts who are happy that Nnamdi Kanu was arrested. Yeah, in this bus stop, they are jubilating even before you come in the morning. That's very day. I was here very early. They are jubilating, booming. The man has been arrested. He has been arrested. He's a troublemaker. Now it happened to their own brother and to my own brother, Sunday Igboho. Do you see them talking of it here? They keep silence. They don't want to raise it up. That's mistake Southerners are doing in general. When it happened to one section, the other section say, God don't catch them. God don't catch them. God don't catch them. Now it's happening to every one of you. The Southerners allow Fulani to continue in divide and rule in the south, to catch us, and we Southerners accept it. Mostly our stupid leaders.
Our leaders.
Barbarian leaders in the south. This is what I'm telling you. Now look at how they go to Sunday Igboho house, vandalize everything, destroy everything, giving us gun and whatever jacket, clothes they sold. Say it's what Sunday Igboho is taking to protect himself. But remember, in that comment when the DSS boss, somebody addressing the journalists in Abuja, DSS headquarters, through his comments, he said that these guns were gone Sunday Igboho and his people captured from migration at the Europe bus stop border. Have you ever heard that Sunday Igboho have gone there with his men to fight them to capture those guns? You know why he says so? To cover up, because that weapons there carry Nigerian number. They carry custom number. So he want to cover up so that people will believe that really Sunday Igboho is using that gun. What is the weapon they carry from house? After they went there and killed the people where they kill, you say you want peace. You go, people in the house, you open fire and kill 2 of them, and kill 2 among them, and one get the bullet wound. You say you have a peace. Are you not a terrorist? You yourself. It's Nigerian armed forces. It's Nigerian security apparatus or agencies are they not terrorists?
Some of them.
Not be some of them. Are they not terrorists? You come on the street, kill innocent people. Look at the east. When they say gunmen, inside security are killing people, they calm down. The Nigerian army went to that or not east, that or not, and dropping bomb, killing people. When people are there doing nothing, they say we are pushing ECN. They kill people. Is it not terrorists? Are they not terrorists? Nigeria government itself, is it not terrorists? Terrorizing is all citizens. Killing is all citizens. In the name you want to keep one Nigeria. Oh, may God have mercy on this bloody nation. May God have mercy on this bloody nation.
We expect that people must have come together to protest since the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igboho, but people are not doing anything.
You see, what mostly we Southerners, normally, by nature, we Southerners are not violent. If it's not, you see what happened. If it is not, Abuja could have been on run now. But I am telling federal government that keeping silent or being quiet doesn't mean that that person is a fool. Quietness or gentleness don't mean weakness. Now, Nnamdi Kanu, re-arrest. We are watching. The whole world is watching. Because very small time, you hear, Igbo man, they are bad people. Now them be thief. They are criminal. Now them they spoil Nigeria. Now them they do this. Now them they do that. Now we have seen who is bad people in the nation of Nigeria. But do you know why not? Or Fulani have upper hand in Nigeria? Because our leaders, political leaders, both South, all the whole South, our political leaders are their puppets, are their servants. Now tell me, the oil, South, West here have oil, East have oil, Govt have oil, Dudu have oil, Seaport. Now do you know how much Lagos Port, Seaport is generating for federal government? Do you know how much oil is generating to federal government? And none of them is from North. But the gold in the North is for the individual. They are digging for the individual, pocketing the money. But the Southern own are for federation. But I'm blaming the Southerners. Person will come and take your own food. Person will take your own food. You are the owner of the cook. You will cook the food to finish, and that person will come and take the food, be eating it, and they're telling you to be eating the scraps that fall from your own food. The scraps that fall from your own food, for you to be eating it, you'll be bending down on that person's feet, picking the scraps from your own food. When you pick the scraps, you say, I thank this man, he's a good man, now him they feed me, now him they take care of me. When is your own money, your own food? You are right. Listen, they are giving to you. As a scrap, you are eating. Our people said, Ojiji want a bura wine. Ojiji want a bura wine. You take a child yam, prepare pepper soup for him. Say you are feeding the child. This is what happened to Southerners, and they are fools. Southerners as a whole, they are fools. Dancing, look at it, 2023. They went and promised the West, we will give you president 2023. If you vote to Buhari, I shall be working for Buhari, to work for Buhari. They went to East and promised France, we will give you 2023. If you come out and vote massively for Buhari, all of them are taking to APC. Tell me, how can it work for the West and the East to produce president in December 2023? Which means Fulani want to set them in loggerhead. When they be fighting, Fulani will if we come to wars, Fulani will impose interim president to themselves, and they will sit down there again, ruling. Look at how Southerners are fools, mostly the one from Biafra land. Look at Niger Delta, the so-called Niger Delta. Mostly the chief there, he just. When their pocket dry, they will come out and say, we will blow the oil pipe, we will destroy Nigeria. Then they will carry 2 million, give them. They will shut up their mouth. They did not ask themselves, how many of them have oil block, oil well in their own land? Govt or not, almost the whole emirs in the north have oil well.
You have an right information on.
I said right information. During the time of Jonathan, it was published. It was published. A man in the north have 13 oil wells, only him. In the east. Okay, during Clark, how many oil wells he has? Good luck. How many oil wells he has? They don't think the youth of so-called Niger Delta claiming Niger Delta, mostly just, they do not ask themselves these questions. They kill Azik Adakaboro. They kill Kensarawiwa. They did not talk. They fold their hand. Their land, they cannot cultivate. They cannot do anything. They don't have good water. They fold their hand, shouting Niger Delta. Igbo man want Biafra because they want to drink our oil. The one the Fulani are drinking, is it Igbo man? Go to all the whole NNPC key posts. All of them are Fulani. How many Ijo people are there? How many Igbo people are there? How many Efik are there? How many Ibibios are there? How many Isoko, Ishakiri, Awuchi, Ishang? How many of them are there? Only of them. We are Fulani for quite the whole position. And tomorrow, one stupid man from Niger Delta will carry gun. When he run money for pocket, short of money, carry gun. We blow oil pipe. We will do this. We will do that. They give them 10,000. They shut up their mouth. This is what the problem we are suffering in Nigeria. This is why things are like this. But I am praying that one day Biafra will get ahead. But let me tell you another thing. Any country that the plan and to hold Nnamdi Kanu and to turn him back to Nigeria, that country will be worse in future coming. Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, I don't know whether you hear my voice, wherever you are, as people we are pointing hand in Kenya, leave me alone. As people we are pointing hand in Kenya, that the Kenya was the one that in Kenya they arrested Nnamdi Kanu and maltreated for 8 days. Maltreated Nnamdi Kanu for 8 days without food, without water, before they hand him over to Nigeria. Uhuru Kenyatta, remember your father, Jomo Kenyatta, was a freedom fighter. He was a freedom fighter. He did not die because he fought for the freedom and the independence of Kenya. I'm sure you are aware of that. And in your own turn, you in your own country, you borrow a freedom fighter, an independence seeker, and hand him over to his enemy. I'm telling you, if really that can happen in Kenya, I raise my hand up and telling you, in future time coming, Kenya will be nothing in this world. Your own generation, Uhuru Kenyatta, your own generation will suffer. They will perish.
Okay, thank you very much.
Pharaoh and Egypt will be far better than Kenya. I'm telling you honestly, it cannot be so.
Any last thought?
Last statement is this: Biafra will never give up. Biafra will never give up. Whether Nnamdi Kanu or not Nnamdi Kanu, Biafra stands sure. Biafra, look, let me tell you, John Garage, who fought for Southern Sudan independence that they have now, John Garage, at the end, John Garage died. But the liberation of Southern Sudan did not stop. People continue until Southern Sudan gets their independence. So Nigerian government holding Nnamdi Kanu will never stop Biafra. Rather, it will make Biafra to stand. Long live Republic of Biafra. Long live Republic of Biafra. Long live Nnamdi Kanu. Long live Nnamdi Kanu. Long live IPOB. Long live EC ESPN, ESN, long live unknown government, long live every generation of Biafra. I'm going Biafra. I am the new Okoko Mr. Okpara. Remain blessed in Jesus' name. Nigeria, long live Nigeria, so that all of us will become neighbor. Nigeria will not perish, Biafra will be. All of us will become neighbor. Diplomatically, in Jesus' name. Say amen.
Yes. Good morning, my friend Chuku.
You wanted to counter what Pastor was saying.
Okay, yeah,
Igboho
that's
is a criminal.
Yeah, Igboho is not a criminal. Igboho is fighting for his rights. You have difference between criminality, crime. Secession is not a crime. It's not within the premises of criminality. Secession and self-realization. You know, when a man doesn't know, you teach him to know. I was trying to explain the meaning of secession, freedom fighting, self-actualization or realization or determination to pastor, so-called pastor, but he couldn't listen. Though he was expressing himself anyway. So, Uhuru Kenyatta. Remember that your forefathers, remember that your great-grandfather, Jomo Kenyatta, he fought for liberation of the black man in late 50s, enter 60s, when all African countries, most African countries succeeded in this freedom of thing. The rise of the nation states, that is the topics in Biafra. We rose in 1960s, everybody, East African states, West African states, Southern states, Central and Northern African states. Everybody got independence. Your father fought for it. To our surprise today, that little boy that your father supported in 1967, Biafra, a little boy, he started growing and growing and growing and growing, and look at the giant Biafra today. You, the unborn baby, came and kicked the boy. Uhuru!
The Kenyan government said that Nigerian government should take them to court. That they are not involved.
Uhuru! You blocked that small boy from growing. That blocking is forever. It's not forever. It's forever? No, it's not forever. I'm telling you, Uhuru Kenyatta, you have killed sleep. Let me choke you. Remember that Igbo nation has not remembered you now. Time shall come. Our character is the same. Let me tell you, we the Igbos will all over the world. Tell your people, your embassies all over the world, your embassy in Nigeria. Remember, if we remember you, Uhuru, you arrested Nnamdi Kanu and handed him over to his enemies. Fulani, not even Nigeria. No. Yorubas are Nigeria, Igboho are Nigeria. There's a way I'm looking at this government. There's a way I'm looking at this regime.
Yes, you are correct.
Not Yoruba. You handed him over to the Vandals. Niger. Fulani, Chua Arab. People that don't even want black man to be. These are Chua Arabs. The same color with Muhammad, their brother, messenger of Allah. You handed the can over to them to kill. What is it that Igbo man has done to you? Chuku, let me choke you. My schoolmates, I attended school from 1982 till 1988. We are the first set to have embraced the educational system in Nigeria, 6334 system. 6 years in the primary school, 6 years in the secondary school, 3 years in the university, 664 system. Huh? 66, I don't know, remember it for me. 4 years in the university, 4 system, thank you. 6 years in the primary school, 6 years in the secondary school, 4 years in the university. We are the first sets. I attended same school with this guy now from my village. Peter, somebody, Anipe, Uchenna is a twin. He's a twin. His twin brother is still alive. Uchenna had a hotel, first class hotel in Kenya. He has a hotel in Kenya. If guy is not taken, I I'm even observing the wife when I visited them there at the state, this Omole state. Maybe the woman is a Kenyan. I'm talking of me. Talk about other Igbos. They had investment in Kenya. We relate with Kenya. Let me talk you again, UVS in abroad. Let me talk you again. An Anambra woman was married to a Kenyan so many years ago, and it happened that in 2013 or 12, Ansela Madibuko, a great apostle of God in the Christendom, was in search of a replacement to his darling wife, who died, I think, July 2012. Then it happened that God led him to Maasai, the tribe, a tribe in Kenya. They are headers, warrior tribe of Kenya, Maasai. When Ansela Madibuko was in search of his wife, he stepped into that family. Lo and behold, the family has a bishop as a breadwinner. The head of that family is a bishop. Then Ansela stepped in there and said, "Can you, your wife hands in marriage? Can we?" He said, "Yes, sir. Who are you?" Before I do that, Ansela Madibuko said, "Yes, I'm from the tribe of the Lion of the tribe of Judah." The man was shocked. He said, "What?" He said, "I'm from the tribe of the Lion of the tribe of Judah." He said, "Where are you from?" He said, "Nigeria." He said, "What state is Anambra State?" He embraced Ansela Madibuko. He said, "Sir, may I talk you?" Anambra State. He said, "Yes." He said, my great grandfather married a woman from Anambra State." You see the coincidence? You see how God works? Okay? There's no distance in spirit. Spiritual and the physical are not the same. The spiritual has upper hand over the physical. See, the young man, our in-law, great in-law, said, "Now we are going to give you back what we had taken away from you many years ago." That our great sister is back today with us. Ansela Madibuko is marrying a woman from that family. So it's trade by barter. It don't balance. Kenya, we have long ties with you, the Igbos. You sold us. Uhuru, Kenyatta, shame unto you. You have sold the Igbos. The Igbos are still watching and looking. Look, there is Kenyan embassy in Nigeria here. Do you know that? Thank you. We cannot attack them. They are our brothers because we are very, very civilized human beings. Clap for me. Igbo man is wise. We are not going to attack your embassy. It is very, very barbaric to do that. It's uncivilized. To attack that innocent ambassador of yours who was making mouth the other day that Kenya doesn't know anything about that. Who the hell do you think you are? Do you think you are talking to dunces? Do you think you are talking to dollars? People without something upstairs. We know that Kenya is involved in this crime. Abduction, international kidnap. You kidnap somebody in your land. In other words, let me translate it in English. If any animal or even human being enter a hole occupied by a snake or try it by yourself, snake cannot bite you. It cannot swallow you. It can only go one side, they look you. Okay, many people don't put their hand inside the hole where snake they. No bite. They cannot. It's a proverb. Nandi came to your land as you are stranger. It's an abomination in Igbo land to hand over a stranger to his enemy. Igbos don't do that. Uhuru Kenyatta. You have committed abomination. If you ask me as an Igbo man, maybe it doesn't all go like that with your tribe and tradition. But to my own tribe, Igbo, it doesn't all go well to my tribe. We don't hurt anybody that comes to us. We don't hurt strangers. I don't know whether you live in Igbo. We don't do that. We embrace strangers. Igbos love strangers. That's why we travel wide and near. We travel far and near. We're all over the world because we think that the way we think is how others think. 100 million naira! 100 million naira booty! You carry a stranger that visited you and deliver him to his enemies, the Fulani terrorists regime. Fulani terrorist regime put ransom on his head, 100 million naira, and the whole world started bargaining. Europe dodged it. Do you know why? It's a civilized country. Asia dodged it. Do you know why? They are civilized. America turned their back on that kind of bargain. We're gonna not be involved in this kind of mess because they are civilized society. Africa, that continent. You don't come to that continent. That money, then go Abamo. Look at Fulani. Look at Fulani Chip. Look at all these Kenyan sprinters where they climb mountain, marathon. They are the one that hold record. They look alike with Fulanis. They are very hungry. Uhuru, you embrace the 100 million and they hand over your son to his enemy. Uhuru, I'm warning you that all of you in Kenya should embark on what? National prayer and fasting for forgiveness from God. A country that produced the historical legend called who? Obama. His grandfather is from there. But why is it that Obama's kinsmen don't think deep? They don't think far. I'm a last politician, but I have some veins, traditions. In me, I maintain traditions still. I follow rules and regulations of Igbo traditions. Igbo traditions are not that fetish. If you're a pagan, concern me, but I maintain that tradition that we don't betray strangers. Okay, we allow strangers.
Sunday Igboho says, our youth have not gone. Sunday Igboho tells SSS, accuses government of planting arms in his house.
Yes, Sunday Igboho is a man that believes in his culture and traditions. Sunday Igboho doesn't fight with guns. Sunday Igboho fights his enemy with charms. Well, to many people, to many circles and areas, Igboho appears and dematerializes himself and turns to what? Wind. He disappears to some people. General in the Yoruba land, when over 39 million of people believes that somebody disappears, to all of them, Sunday Igboho disappears. It's not a hoax. No, it is not a mere heresy or something like that. It's a fact here that if you shoot him, gun could not even penetrate the young man. When this numbers of people believe that the guy disappears, he disappears. So I'm talking to you over there. Igboho does not believe in gun. It is a common tradition in Nigeria that if you are arrested by the security operatives of this land, they will plot gun, hide the gun in your chest or pockets so that everybody will see you as an armed robber, a gun runner, a gunman. Those guns there, I saw it on the paper. I went through it. Those guns could never, ever have been, belonged to the young gentleman, no. Or have been from the young man, no. Or for the young man, no. Those guns don't belong to Igboho.
You are very sure?
I'm very sure. Igboho doesn't know that kind of sophisticated gun. And the Ganga people, Fulani are mowing them down with bullets. The Ganga people, where they carry them gun. Igboho no group, you don't have those guns. No. Now it's a mere, setup. Okay. They are just creating stories to make it look so juicy and marketable to viewers, to onlookers. Do you understand?
Okay,
to the world.
What do you think will be the outcome? The outcome of all this between DSS and Igboho, what do you think will be the outcome?
The outcome is that Igboho we know cannot run to outside. Igboho I know, if you ask me, Igboho will later showcase himself. He either surrender himself or will start doing what he will do. Because as I'm talking to you now, Fenifere is not happy. Yoruba in diaspora, Yoruba World Yoruba Congress, Odua People's Congress, Yoruba Fenifere, Yoruba youth, nobody's happy. Yoruba's lawyers, barristers, both home, abroad and diaspora, they are ganging up to what? To knock federal government over this kind of selfish activities. Let me tell you again, it is only tree that hears they will kill it and it stays looking. But when human being hears they will kill him, what does the man do? He runs. So anytime they tell us, anytime they yab us, anytime they kick us and make price on we the Igbos that are fighting for Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu should have stayed. Nnamdi Kanu shouldn't have absconded. Nnamdi Kanu shouldn't have run. I ask you now, question is that they went to Igboho house, they couldn't see him. The young man do what? Run into hiding. I support him so that he will dodge to fight another day. Something Nnamdi Kanu did. Open your brain and tap wisdom. Nnamdi Kanu is not a coward. He runs to come back for another fight. And let me tell you, let me shock you, Kanu is here. Kenya detained him. Uhuru detained Kanu for 8 days, torturing him. Kanu went silent. People were agitating. Government was questioning what happened to that man that used to threaten us. Now he's no more. We don't know. Maybe he don't carry another plan come. Kanu was being bullied by Uhuru Kenyatta agents. They were beating him. Abu Ali Agboro known everywhere. An innocent man. He carried Gboro in the mouth. When he came, everywhere swelled up, even his hand. A man that has not offended anybody. A man that is trying to liberate a whole race. A man that is trying to sensitize the whole world. That in 1967, can I talk you? There was a country. Read.
Thank you very much, Mr. Raphael. Wonderful, Mr. Raphael. Matthew, they have been anticipating only your name.
Good morning.
Online.
Thank you very much. I'm fine.
Today's rally is supposed to hold. What are the things you think might happen if Igboho comes to that rally?
Thank you very much. Matthew is the name. Personally, I'm of the opinion that the rally should be put off.
So,
yes. The reason is not far-fetched. Because if you look at the resolve of Nigerian security agencies, since yesterday or so, they have been performing show of force. And going by the artisan of Nigerian security agencies, they have no respect for human life. They have no respect for rule of law. They will definitely come hard on protesters, and at the end of the day, you may register casualty. So the best bet is to put up the rally and wait for a more convenient atmosphere. But unfortunately, this government is erroneously believing that if you allow protests to happen in Lagos, because I think their major attention is on Lagos, they already erroneously believe that if you allow another protest to happen in Lagos, that is going to snowball into violence, chaotic situation, and it is an erroneous impression. Because look at what transpired during the EndSARS. During June 12 rally protest. In Lagos, the police did not even allow people to gather. In Abuja, they did not allow protesters to gather. But look at what happened in Oyo State. The protesters in Oyo State, the governor addressed them. The question is, did this snowball into violence? The answer is no. And the apprehension of the government, they should get it right. Look at what transpired during EndSARS. Before the unfortunate incident that happened at Lekki Tollgate, there was no chaotic situation, there was no violent protest in Lagos State or in Nigeria generally. The protests and the unfortunate incidents that happened where lives were lost, people were killed, police stations were burnt, policemen were killed, happened after the shooting at Lekki Tollgate. So the violent nature of the protest was a reaction of that shooting at Lekki Tollgate. So meaning that the federal government through Nigerian security agencies may manage the situation. And it is high time Nigerian government should know that it is not a question of their opinion. that Nigerians have right to engage in peaceful protest. If the government know that they are no longer comfortable with that aspect of the constitution that guarantees Nigerians right of peaceful gathering, right of expression, they should approach the National Assembly and amend it and expunge it from the constitution, rather than allowing it be in the constitution and they will not allow Nigerians to exercise it. The same constitution that empowers Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari to be the president is the same constitution that gives Nigerians rights of peaceful protest. So it is not, the president should not be seen as violating that right. For me, I think that protest or that rally in Lagos for the safety of Nigerians, for the safety of Lagosians, because of the nature of Nigerian security agencies, should be put on hold for now.
Okay, I use charms, not guns. Igboho tells SSS, accuses government of planting arms in his house.
Why it is difficult to, sorry, before I forget, I wanted to bring to buttress my point. Look at what happened in Lagos State during that EndSARS. You will see that on the 19th of October 2020, the chief coroner of Lagos, in the person of Modishola Dada, made a public announcement asking people who lost their loved ones to visit Lagos teaching hospital for purpose of taking away the corpse of their loved ones. Consequence upon that, Falana made an inquiry and discovered that about 98 corpses were dumped in different mortuaries in Lagos State. So by implication, about 98 Lagosians were shot dead by Nigerian security agencies during that protest. That is outside the police and other security agencies that were killed. So that's why the reason I'm saying that, because of the nature of Nigerian security agencies, because they do not have respect for rule of law, they do not have respect for life, and we have seen the antecedents, that there is every need to put off that protest. They are looking at the statement accredited to Sunday Igboho that he does not use arm, that he use charm. For me, I think it is very difficult to believe the DSS, because I've read the position of the DSS that there was a gun duel, that some of the guns recovered from his residence, I think 5 of them or so, are the guns that were snatched, AK-47 that were snatched at the Diroko border. But a government, an agency that do not have the history of credibility, it's difficult to rely and believe them. And again, you are the one laying accusation. At the same time, the same government agencies will be the one that will be the arbiter. So who would not speak for Sunday Igboho? That's where the problem lies. Because the government is alleging, the government in a way controls. In Nigeria, we are supposed to have 3 independent arms of government. But unfortunately, the government controls the judiciary. So where will you not get justice? I stand to be corrected. In Nigeria, I have not seen an independent judiciary, because we all saw the manner and way the former CJN was ousted out of office, just because perhaps some power that be do not like his face. There were trump-up allegations and he was fired. I continue to ask one question. Look at Code of Conduct Bureau. Look at Code of Conduct Tribunal. Did the fight against asset declaration start and ends with honor here? That is one issue. Then look at the other time, how the DSS invaded the homes of judges. In all the cases that have been levied, all the allegations and all the cases that have been sustained against the judges, have any of them been convicted? So what is the guarantee in the face of this intimidation, in the face of this hounding? What is the guarantee that the judges will look at the face of the executive and deliver justice in case involving the federal government? So that is the area I have apprehension, that in the circumstance like this, who will speak for Sunday Igboho? A situation where the government who is alleging, at the end of the day, they will be the same arbiter to pretend over the case that will determine whether he's culpable or not. So I'm afraid, I'm concerned about that. Okay,
let's look at Nnamdi Kanu. He said he was abducted in Kenya and for over 8 days was tortured.
I've read that statement. Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, who happens to be his lawyer, was granted access to him yesterday. I think Ifeanyi Ejiofor put up that statement in yesterday night. where he said that he was abducted in Kenya, tortured for 8 days before he was handed over to Nigerian authorities. But again, that speaks to the fact that what happened in Kenya was an illegality. Because officially, Kenya government happens to be denying that Nnamdi Kanu did not come into their territory officially. Whatever happens, from what the account of Ifeanyi Ejiofor, that he was abducted at their international airport in Kenya. So to that extent, since he came in through with British passports, the right thing for Kenyan authority to do was to contact the British embassy in Kenya. Look at what they are about to do to the citizen. So they would have argued their extradition process in Kenya if at all Nigerian government had extradition treaty with Kenya or not, and yet to verify that. But having said that, I think what they did was because they want to perhaps the Nigerian government would have reached agreement with them that anytime they see him, they should arrest and hand him over to Nigerian authorities. But again, I think it speaks to the fact that what happened is an affront to British sovereignty. Because if a British citizen is being treated in this manner, I think the British government should speak up. Because it is not, you cannot have this type of illegality cannot stand. That notwithstanding, it's a different thing to say that Nnamdi Kanu should face the charges levied against him. It's a different thing to say that his process of coming to Nigeria was illegal, because you handle issues based on its merits. And I'm equally afraid that can Nnamdi Kanu get justice under Nigerian system? I've read the statements accredited to the Minister of Information and Culture in the person of Lai Mohammed, where he was saying that it is surprising, or rather it is curious that people are now calling for first trial for Nnamdi Kanu. He was saying that did Nnamdi Kanu not get first trial in the first place before he jumped in? In as much as I don't want to prejudice the courts, we have had instances in this country where somebody who is standing trial will be adequately and appropriately granted bail, and the power that because they do not like the face of the person in question, they say no, you cannot enjoy that bail. Let me mention a case of Dasuki. Severally, Nigerian regular court granted Dasuki bail. ECOWAS court granted Dasuki bail, but federal government refused to allow him enjoy the bail under the excuse that he is a threat to national security. And now ask a question: since Dasuki was released, has he breached any Nigerian sovereignty? Has he been known to be a threat to Nigerian sovereignty? I don't think so. Otherwise, the government would have rearrested him and made it public. So it tells you that it is when they do not like the face of the person involved, they will use that excuse to say he's a national security, that for national security, that they do not want to allow the person to go. They will always tell you that national security will supersede whatever court judgment you are talking about. So for me, I'm afraid that somebody who is having an issue with joining an issue with federal government in Nigerian court may not get justice. Is it not even surprising, even recently, when an ECOWAS court gave judgment in respect of Twitter ban, the federal government should not prosecute, should not harass, should not hound the people who are using Twitter, depending on when the substantive issue is being dispensed in ECOWAS courts. Because SIRAP sought the intervention of ECOWAS court to declare whether the federal government have right to ban Twitter or not. But there was an injunction that they sought, which ECOWAS court have granted. But is it not surprising that up to now, even as ECOWAS court have even mandated Nigerian government to make sure that they enforce that judgment, is it not surprising that the Nigerian government have refused vehemently to abide by that ruling? So how do you not say Nigerian government is operating under the rule of law? What we have in Nigeria is the rule of man, the rule of Mr. President. He calls the shot, he gives the order. He doesn't follow the rule of law, because rule of law, it doesn't matter your power, your strength has been accorded to you by the Constitution as the President of the Republic of Nigeria. Once the law said do this, do it. As powerful as Trump, as the President of the United States of America, there was an incident that happened in White House where they have to send a reporter of CNN out of White House. The media house went to court. Court restated him. As powerful as Trump did not object it. He allowed the man to come back to White House because the White House did not belong to him. It belonged to the American people. In the same vein, Asura did not belong to Mr. Buhari. It belonged to the Nigerian people. He is only staying there because of the mandate being given to him. And I want to put this forward to Mr. President and all the power, all the political gladiators, that they should know that power is transcend, it's ephemeral. That one day they will live there and they will face the judgment of God if in the event of discharging their responsibility they did not do it according to what will please God. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Matthew. Yeah, we're moving to the end of Bystanders Arts and Newsstands. A wonderful weekend for us today. Thank you everyone that has been with us, those that have been watching from Nigeria and also in diaspora. I'm Christian Chiko on this wonderful edition. A big thank you to the man behind the camera, Mr. Femi David, and also a big thank you to Boss Flip TV, Biodu Koli. We'll meet here same time, same place on the same platform on Monday, and it's going to be a wonderful session. Thank you everyone that has commented, that has kept the comment session alive. Thank you very much. On Monday we'll start this wonderful edition once again. Bye for now.